Okie dokie artichoke. Good to see everyone. Hello, hello. Hi. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for coming here for another Where They At Wednesday. I am Tay, your host, founder of GoGo Glam and Tomorrow Mobile Notary. And just as a reminder, Where They At Wednesday is a time that I take to talk to business owners in my network and let you guys know where they at. We can talk about their goods, their services, and how you can obtain them, learn from them, participate in what they have going on, essentially encompassed in the Where They At. So today is my guest, Tanya Patterson. I've wanted to introduce her to you guys for a long time. She is a wealth of knowledge, a bundle of energy. She's fantastic. She's just one of my favorite people. So I'm going to bring her in, and as you guys trickle in, you'll be able to get to know her, ask questions, and we'll let you know where she's at. All right, here we go. There
Hi.
we go. Hi,
Hi,
Tanya.
how are you?
Good. The lighting over there looks good.
Good.
Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me on Where They At Wednesday. I know I've been mentioning it for a while. I just want to introduce people to you because why not?
Why not? I love it. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it, Tay.
Absolutely. You're a great person to know, and I think everyone that I know should know you. So,
Okay. Hi, everybody.
everyone that's coming in, this again is Tanya Patterson. She is the owner of Patterson Investments, as well as the founder of a nonprofit called the Social Equity Initiative. Wealth of knowledge, bundle of joy, one of my favorite people. And so we are going to get into talking about her companies and her story. Like, this is good game that I get all the time. I'm just sharing a little taste with all of you. So Tanya, go ahead and introduce yourself how you would like to be introduced. Let people know who you are.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Tay. So my name is Tanya Patterson, as you've heard. I am a real estate broker here in Silicon Valley, and we sell commercial and residential real estate. We focus on the individual transaction as well as real estate investments. So we help you with your investment portfolio, whether you're a seasoned real estate investor or whether you are new to real estate investing. Many people don't know, but 90% of the world's millionaires made their money in real estate. And that is a staggering number. Not 90% of the country, but 90% of the world's
Right.
millionaires made their money in real estate. So you can become wealthy through real estate investments. So I'd like to encourage people to follow your passion and use that money that you earn from your passionate job into real estate.
That
So,
is, that's a big thing. I think that a lot of the time people want to participate in and want to
mhm,
invest in things, but they don't really know where to start or don't know how they can.
right.
Um, it seems like, you're just working your job, or your passion doesn't seem to connect, like, oh, well, that's not really the direction that I'm going. So the fact
Mhm.
that you do your passion, do your job, do your things, but figure it out
That's
how
exactly right.
to. Is there for someone who may be just getting started and maybe used to just working a job,
Mhm.
what do you think the first kind of steps would be as far as their thinking, or what do you think they would do if they came to you as a first time? What would be your advice to get started in real estate investing?
So I would say two things. One, save your money. You would be surprised at how much money you can save if you just start. If your thought process is, I just don't have the money, you'll never have the money. But if
Mm,
your thought process is, I don't need that Starbucks today, I'll just save it. So if you drink 1 or 2 cups of Starbucks a day, you really could just start there. So let's just begin with the end in mind. Save your money. Your goal is real estate, so save your money.
Yeah.
Secondly, many people do not know that you can use your 401k money to invest in real estate. So I had a young lady, I was talking to her several months ago, and she says, I don't have a down payment. I said, okay, do you have a 401k? She says, oh yeah, I have about $70,000. I said, we can get you in a property. And so we closed on her property 2 months ago. She's super excited.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What so there's so many questions that just came out of that, but I will ask this. So do you how would someone get in contact with you for maybe a consultation to see where they're at, or do you offer that? How would someone reach out to you to try to get the ball rolling or figure out where they are so they know where they can start?
Yeah, that's a great question. We offer free consultations. Doesn't get any better than that. 1 hour free consultation. Give me a call, 408-605-5103. Text me, call me, we'll set it up. And I am happy to have the conversation with you to get you on your way to building wealth through real estate.
That is fantastic. And I'm showing here, just so you guys know, if you missed that phone number, this will be saved here and also on YouTube. But you can also go to pattersoninvestments.com. It will also be in the caption when I save it. All of our contact information is there. And then on your website, Tanya, it's this about you is amazing. I'm sitting here reading it. Again, I know you, but reading this, I'm like, Tanya is that lady. Like, voted #1 in sales and client satisfaction, generated over $500 million in property revenue. And these are things that you've generated for other people. This is their revenue from their property. Mentioned in here that, you the clients and understanding the overall market and the technical details. I think that sometimes when you hear the word sales or think of a salesperson, you don't really think of someone who provides information and understanding. So I think that that's super huge. Client satisfaction and sales, like that goes into the education piece. Just like in my industry, I don't just sell stuff. I inform people.
Absolutely.
And then they have the option. So
very important.
She is the bomb.
Oh, thank you.
She is the bomb. It also says here that you, in addition to the commercial and residential real estate, there's and the investments piece, there's property management. How do you help with property management?
So I educate people on how to protect their property. When you're looking for a tenant, you need to screen that tenant. You need to pull their credit. You need to do a background search. You just need to make sure you have a good quality tenant in your property. So hopefully you won't end up with someone not paying or property that is destroyed. So we also educate landlords and owners on how to screen their tenants and find the perfect fit for their property, which is super important. So
it's super important. How do you also help property owners find a good property manager or educate them on what to look for in someone who's managing their property for them?
Yes, we do.
That's so important.
That is also key, because not all property managers are the same. So you want to screen the property manager just as you want to screen the tenants.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We help with that. There are metrics that you can follow for that screening process. And I can give you a 1 hour consultation on that all by itself. So.
Wow, that sounds like it would, because it's just really important. I mean, because if you're going to something and you're like, I really don't have the time, or I'm not in the area, I have a property that's in another location in another state, and I need someone to look after it, collect things, get for me. How do I find someone to do that? That's super important. How did you get started in real estate, Tanya?
Yeah, that's a good question. I started out in the high-tech industry. And I just realized pretty quickly I did not want to work for the corporate environment. It just wasn't a good fit for me. I'm an entrepreneur and I wanted to make a difference in people's lives. And I can do that in real estate. I touch people on the investment side. I
Mhm.
touch people if they're buying a primary residence, which is also still an investment.
Yeah.
And so I'm able to make a difference in my own way.
Right. How I know that you didn't always own your company.
Correct.
How did you transition from working for other firms and
Mhm.
starting and building your own?
That's a really good question. There were a lot of limitations for me working. Again, the companies still have a corporate structure. Real estate companies still have a corporate structure. There were a lot of limitations. Several of the companies would say, you can't do this, you can't do that. You aren't able to do loans, for example. You can't sell commercial real estate.
Mhm.
The commercial firms, you can't sell residential real estate. Oh, we don't want you to sell 1 hour away, or if it's 2 hours away, or there were just so many limitations. And now
Mhm.
I can do what I want to do, meaning I can assist my clients
Yeah.
whatever they want. If they want to invest in Sacramento, I can put them in a property in Sacramento.
Right.
We're actually in contract now on a fourplex. And so I don't have the restrictions of that's too far, Tanya. Well, why is it too far? If the numbers work, it's
Right.
not too far. Real estate is about the numbers. If the
Mhm.
return on investment works, then I want my client to have an opportunity to purchase that investment property.
Yeah. And that makes sense because when someone comes in and they're looking for something and they
Mm-hmm.
want to do to make moves and you're like, I could totally help you. And they're like, yeah, I want you to help me. And you're like, yeah, I really want to. And someone else is like, hey,
Yeah.
no, we'll put somebody else on that.
Exactly. And that's what happened. It was, well, we can refer them to one of our partners there. And it's like, no, this person is counting on me to
Mhm.
assist them and guide them and walk them through the process. Not every real estate agent or broker is the same. You know,
Right.
some of us have more knowledge than others and more
Right.
experience. And I just wanted to be able to take care of my clients myself. So
Right. That
yeah,
makes sense.
yeah.
Um, have you found, I'm sure you have because we often experience these things, have you found that there are particular needs that we in our community need that those environments or those firms may not be
Mhm.
tapped into or even care about that you really wanted to help with? And so that may have been one of the other things, like, I'm realizing that my people need a little bit something different that I want to offer. So
Right, right.
let me do that. What are some of the things that you find that our community comes up against that you specifically are in tune with?
Sure. Well, systemic racism is a thing. Okay. It exists today, unfortunately. One of the things I see in real estate is interest rates. We pay more
Mm-hmm.
for a home or a property than other cultures do. We just do. Our interest rates are higher. I'm sure a lot of you on this video call have seen the appraisal conversation.
Yeah.
We are constantly being cut short on the appraisals. You know,
Right.
you'll see the news stories where, oh, I had my white neighbor sit in for the appraisal. Suddenly the value is $500,000 more. So
Mm-hmm.
one of the conversations, unfortunately, that I have to have with my clients is, please remove all of your photos off of the wall, and please remove any evidence that you are an African American or a Black person. It
Wow.
is terrible, but it happens every day. I had a client call me last year and he said, well, Tanya, tell me what I need to do to prepare my property for the appraiser. And I told him all of these things and he did them, but he was next door at his neighbor's house and he thought to himself, boy, it can't possibly be this way in 2021.
We're so
So he just couldn't believe it. Like, so he came next door back to his personal residence and introduced himself to the appraiser. $500,000 reduction. And so he sent me an email, says, well, now you have another story. And I said, I didn't want another story. I have many. But and I was joking with him, but I did not want to see him go through that experience. It's really, it's unfair.
Yeah.
And it's costing the Black culture and the Black race so much money.
Right.
Because if you think about how we're being harmed on appraisals, if we deal with that one issue for a moment, you can't send your kids to college.
Yeah.
Therefore, they're not earning the PhD, which then earns them more money, which then their children can benefit from, and it can send their children to school. I mean, these things are more impactful than just the appraisal being $500,000 reduced. It's affecting the culture in so many ways financially. Right. Very damn, right? And so what this particular person did, I said, well, you can, protest this, you can rebuttal. This is what you need to do. Well, we get exhausted. And so he didn't do anything. So now he's paying still the higher interest rate. So he's losing money there.
Yeah.
Because, we get winded and we get tired and we're working and we're busy and we don't have time for all of these rebuttals and all of these arguments necessarily.
Right.
So that's the other reason is I educate people. When they're my client, I can say, okay, this is what we need to do. This is what we need to watch out for. And I had another client. Her interest rate was quoted to her. Her name was a very standard name. You could not tell, wasn't an ethnic name, so to speak. And she applied for a loan. The rate came back as it should. Her credit score was over 800. Once we sent a copy of her driver's license in, the interest rate changed. And I said, why did the rate change? Oh, well, we had some adjustments in the economy. And I said, no. I look, nothing's changed.
Right.
Oh, well, and at the end of the day, this is what I said to him. I said, okay, full disclosure, I'm African American and I'm a broker. So here's what's going to happen. You have until 5 o'clock to change this rate back to where it was and what you quoted, or there is going to be a problem. So please let me know how you'd like to proceed. And I basically told him I was going to call my attorney.
Yeah.
And so within 20 minutes, oh, Mrs. Patterson, we're so happy to inform you we were able to get that rate for you.
I'm sure you were able to, because that's the rate that she was approved for. It's so interesting.
Exactly. Based on her credit and income, that was the rate she was qualified for. And so you need an advocate. You need someone that's educated. You need someone that cares. And so these are the reasons why I started my own company, because I don't have to deal with all of the other issues in corporate structure. I can focus on my clients.
Absolutely.
100%, which has been wonderful. So
that's wonderful. Do you have any, what we have to face, and the fact that we have to do all of that is not wonderful, but the fact that we have someone that is not only knowledgeable, but willing to do what needs to be done and say what needs to be said in order to get the things done. It's fantastic. We need us to show up for us. We do. We need us to show up for us.
It's important.
And for us to, like I said, we're so hopeful. We're like, it can't be that bad still. But, but it because the structure of the things haven't changed. The foundation of it hasn't changed.
Right. It has not.
Words and dress it up and go to brunch and all of those things. It doesn't change what you're doing. They do it out loud.
Absolutely.
So what, do you have any tips for young African Americans in particular, or people of color, us in particular, going into real estate that might be still in the corporate structure that they can use to navigate and still be successful if they choose not to open their own and still work through the corporate structure?
Absolutely. I mentor people all the time.
Ooh.
Well, one of the things about real estate that's interesting is most people think you have to sell residential. And most people think they have to sit in a large office and deal with the structure, which is simply not true.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many components to real estate. You can do property management. You can do property management for residential. You can do property management for commercial. You can do commercial leasing. You can do commercial sales. You can do residential sales. You can be a transaction coordinator. They make anywhere from $400 to $600 per file. You can work from home and have several agents. So if you're someone that's really good at paperwork, you can start your own company and you can be a transaction coordinator, making $400 to $600 per file. What else is there? If you want to be a listing broker, and you could just list properties. If you want to be on the purchasing side, you can just help buyers purchase. You can also be someone that just does open houses. Maybe you love that tremendously. You could be a stager. There are several people that stage properties. My stager charges, a hefty price, but she's phenomenal. She deserves every penny because the properties get, their value back through her staging efforts. So you don't have to be a residential person and sit in an office. And most people think you have to do that. You do not. You find your passion in the business and you do that thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that that's important to know because oftentimes we think of an industry as one job. We don't understand really that it is a complete industry. There's all these different parts that move and shake to make it a whole. So that's how many of those, you listed so many different positions or opportunities that I didn't know about. Some of them I did that I didn't know about. How many of those do you have to be licensed in real estate to do?
Well, that's a good question. So to sit in open houses, you do not have to be licensed, but you cannot talk about square footage or bedrooms and bathrooms. You just hand them the flyer. So you do not have to be licensed. Transaction coordinator, you do not have to be licensed, and you can work from home and start your own company. Let's see, stager, you do not have to be licensed to be a stager. If you're good at interior design, step into that space, no problem. You can be an administrative assistant or a support person or a partner to a real estate agent or broker. You do not have to be licensed to do that. If you do the marketing or social media for a real estate professional, you do not have to be licensed for that. You have to be licensed if you write a contract for real estate. You need to be licensed for that.
So that's the referral agents, anyone who's selling, any of those kind of
purchasing.
Okay. That's really good to know. I have a friend who is interested in real estate, but mostly interested in the staging piece of it. Her eye for design is fantastic. And I think that she was kind of feeling like she had to be licensed. In fact, I gave her your number. This was about 2 years ago. I don't know if she ever called. She probably didn't. But I share your information with people all the time because, again, you have all of this experience. You have been on the journey. You've raised your family in this business, running your own business. You've made the transitions. You've gotten education. They say the game is sold and not told, and you've paid with your ASS in this game. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
And these are the things that are important. And I also think that the representation is so important.
It is.
Speaking of representation, it says that you are involved your website says that you're involved in several social networking groups.
Yes.
I know that you've been involved in some. I know some of them that you've been involved in. Specifically for our community and in your industry and things like that. But I also know that you recently launched your nonprofit organization. Let's talk about that because I remember you're like, I can't do anything until after I get this done.
Exactly. So our website is up. We're super excited. There are 8 of us on the board. I think I saw 1 or 2 of them on the call here. So the name of our nonprofit that we started in April of 2020, so it'll be 2 years in April, it is called the Social Equity Initiative. And so the website is socialequityinitiative.org. And We seek to rectify the systemic economic degradation by developing targeted programs in the following areas: wealth and financial literacy, health and wellness, education and STEM,
Yeah.
business and technology. So we are doing a lot of the work here in Silicon Valley. We have partners in Oakland, San Francisco. We're based in San Jose. Some of the things that we're working on is assisting schools on the tech side, helping to educate kids on technology, tutoring them, helping them with resume writing. These are some of the programs we're beginning to do some work on. One of the organizations we're partnered with in Oakland, we went into one of the local schools and did a talk on financial literacy, the importance of it. We talked about banking, the importance of banking relationships, home ownership, and just getting these kids to start thinking about these things now. On our board, we have a dynamic board. For example, we have Christian Dean. She's on our board. She is the treasurer, but she's also has a phenomenal role at a local bank in San Francisco. We have another person on our board, Greg Lagon. He's at PG&E. He is an engineer. We have Swanelli Paulin. She is a financial advisor at Edward Jones. We have Will Harley. He's in digital marketing. So if you have questions about websites, digital marketing, he helps us on that side at SEI. And then we have Arma. She is our right hand, basically. She's our secretary, and she is on the health and wellness side. She's a clinical data manager. And then we have Tylisa Shields. She is a business and tech at Apple Computer. And then my husband is at Stanford University engineer. So we have a very diverse board, ready to do the work. We're just doing the work. So if someone out there has questions about tech, how to get into tech, resume writing, what do I do? How do I do these things? I need tutoring, mentoring. We are developing those programs. We're also working with Breathe California. They are a nonprofit in San Jose, and they're doing work on vaping and lung disease and things like that. It is a nonprofit organization that focuses on ensuring we stay healthy and keeping some of these vaping products out of our neighborhoods and off the billboards and passing ordinance. We were part of an ordinance that recently got passed on taking these vaping products out of our neighborhoods and not advertising near schools and libraries. So we're doing the work to protect our community. If you want to get involved, you can call. What's that?
And our youth in our communities.
It's important. Yeah. So
someone has a comment here. They said, wow, you should go to KPP Bridge Academy in West Oakland and teach them financial literacy.
Okay. We're happy to do what we can where we can. So if you have recommendations, people that need help, let us know. If you want to be a part of what we're doing, let us know. And we're happy to reach out. So
absolutely. I was seeing, and I was, again, I've been looking at the website. I shared it with a few people. I know some people here in San Jose who are part of some organizations that are also pouring into and servicing our community in different ways. And one of them who's another one of my clients who's like heavily involved in things in the community and works at San Jose State, he was like, I'm surprised I don't know any of these people. I think I should. I was like, I think you should. I'm surprised you guys don't know each other, because there's a lot of overlap in what's needed, but there's always, you got two hands,
right.
2 feet, 2 legs, 2 arms. So it's parts of the body. You got to reach everywhere, as much as we can. On your website, I saw something about small business. There was a small business sector or event. Does your nonprofit help mentor or provide anything for small businesses?
Yes, we have tons of connections for small businesses. For example, on my LinkedIn, I think I have 1,700 connections. On my cell phone, I think I have 4,800. So if you need something on the small business side, if you need a connection, if you need funding, and we have a funder right on our board. If you need financial advising, we have that on our board. Anything you need, if it's not on our board, I can get it for you 9 times out of 10. So we have several connections to small business opportunities. And
hi, Mrs. Patterson. My name is Tayshana Morrow, and I'm a small business owner here in San Jose. And I would love to obtain some services and some assistance in the area of financial support, planning, and funding.
Wonderful, wonderful. I will book you on my calendar. Let's talk.
Thank you. Let's do it.
You're welcome.
Both well again.
Absolutely. You know where to find me.
I sure do. Matter of fact, I think I'm seeing you tomorrow.
Yeah, yes, you are. And I'm looking forward to it as always.
This says, can you assist in obtaining a business license? Business licenses are done through the city. It's not difficult to obtain those. Dominica, I can help you guide you to getting a business license. It's really not difficult. I can totally help you with that. But I'm sure if you were to get some assistance and mentorship from an organization like Tanya's Social Equity Initiative, they would direct you in the same place. It's really pretty simple to get that step done.
Absolutely. And LLCs, things like that, we can guide you and point you in the right direction for those as well.
I mean, I've already, again, there's so many different things, that you know, and that I appreciate that, because oftentimes, just like when we think of an industry, we think of the job. Sometimes when we think of a person, when we meet them in one area or in one season of their life, we kind of just picture them there, when there's so many different petals and we're constantly blooming. So I appreciate you sharing some of the things and some of the knowledge here with us. This is definitely saved here and again on YouTube, and I can send this to you as well so that you can use it however you please. If there are no other questions, I think this is great.
Thank you so much. I had a wonderful time, and feel free to reach out to me if there are further questions, or if you think of something later and you want to ask me. Please feel free to do so. I'm happy to answer your questions, and anyone on my board for that matter. They're happy to help as well. So
you all can reach Tanya for real estate and investment, property management information, mentorship in that area, looking for a consultation, a free 1-hour consultation if you are trying to buy or sell your property. If you're looking to figure out how to hire a property manager, be one, you can go to pattersoninvestments.com. If you all are wanting to tap in, whether you want to donate, volunteer, need services, have some suggestions, you're a part of something that needs some assistance or wants to be a partner of the Social Equity Initiative, socialequityinitiative.org. So stay tuned in, tapped in, and turned on. This is our community. What a way to kick off Black History Month with Tanya Patterson, making Black history every day.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm really happy that you joined me, Tanya. I love you to pieces, and I'll talk to you soon. You guys, thank you for joining me for another Where They At Wednesday. And here's Tanya Patterson. Now you know where she at.
Thank you, everyone. Nice to meet you.
See you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.